When you read this article from Grant Taylor Hill talking about the latest marathon price report doubles down on $40 cost, you have to ask yourself, what is PlayStation's goal here? What is their risk tolerance? How much impact can they absorb if this goes the route of Concord? Now, no one is saying that this, I'm not saying, I don't know about anybody else, that this is going to be a Concord situation with Marathon. I think Bungie has enough, I don't know, enough brownie points to still cash in. Maybe with the Bungie fans, I wouldn't know. I haven't played any Bungie games extensively. Played a little bit of Destiny and at Destiny 2, and that was it. Didn't really, dive into it a lot. So I guess perhaps there's something here. This article goes on and said it's been a good few days since Marathon was revealed to the wider gaming audience, and fans are still sitting nicely with what's coming. I don't know. It's been mixed, in my opinion. It says it looks like a decent enough attempt from Bungie to break into extraction shooters, even if the premise of the game has a few sticking spots. One of the most talked about topics in the marathon space is the cost of the game. Recently, a report was published with another claim that the title will be $40 at launch, in the vein of Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 already had a fan base. Helldivers 2 already had a Starship Troopers level of memeology, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be a different game. Marathon looks as though it could still be a brilliant free-to-play shooter supported by microtransactions, but it seems that Bungie is more determined to make a paid game also supported by microtransactions. That's live service for you. In a recent report from Forbes, Paul Tassi doubled down on earlier claims that Marathon wouldn't be priced anywhere close to $40, which is the going rate for games these days for now. He wrote, at this time, as everyone assumes, Marathon costs $40 in the vein of Helldivers 2. He explained that despite complaints, Bungie simply cannot pull the trigger this late on suddenly making a game free to play. I'm all game for paying $40 for Marathon, even if I've been wrestling with a few issues that might upset the core delivery of the game later this year. And I'm thinking this is coming from maybe the author of this article. And it says recently Bungie also explained that the NDA for the upcoming closed alpha has been dropped to promote a shift in the narrative around the project. It seems to have already filled prospective fans with a little more confidence, if social circles are to be believed. I don't know what their goal is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not really aware of what their risk tolerance will be when it comes down to it, but it appears to me that PlayStation wants to make as much money as they possibly can from this particular deal. So now the ball is in the court of, PlayStation and Bungie themselves to go ahead and convince fans that they really would love to have them play their game. But what's funny though is PlayStation its business ideology is so funny. What you need for your live service games is as many hands on deck, right? Yet, when you launched Helldivers, you were pretending like you didn't need anybody. It's just so weird. I gotta, we gotta revisit that critique of Helldivers 2 and the way they handled that. Now they want to come to, Marathon. Well, they released Concord, and that didn't bode well. There were many issues from many places, and they didn't really necessarily cultivate a lot of fans with the release of, Concord, because people were still carrying that Helldivers 2, petulance with them, or pettiness, I guess I'll put it that way. And they said, be gone with your product, Sony. We're not touching that. So now they're coming with Marathon. They're a lot more well behaved. However, the extraction shooter genre, the live service, genre, is one that there has to be a prior proposition that would resonate. In my opinion, the game that would have had fans actually put money down would have been a Destiny 3 game. I don't know if anybody is actually, vibing with this. So what are they expecting here? $40 and possibly 10 million units. That's probably what their ROI is going to be looking like. So they're probably trying to come up with the $400 million price tag. Now, we know that the acquisition of Bungie was around $3.6 billion, but nothing wrong with, being able to also factor in the expenses that they would have paid, payroll, and so on and so forth, since they went ahead to lock down the deal. And now, when they get that $400 million, if 10 million people were to go ahead and purchase this game at $40, man, that would be a very tough sell. But yeah, let's just say the 10 million people go ahead and buy it. Then they want to go ahead and now monetize microtransactions and do all of this stuff. What is the depth of the game to warrant that price tag? when you look at the market right now, there are other games that are literally free to play. And this is where they're coming into something that I just don't know how they're going to go ahead and manage it. Now, if you ask me about, say, games that have actually taken that route of Destiny, the Division 2, the Division 1, you can pay full price for those games and play a full-fledged narrative for about 26 to 30 hours. Yeah, on the front end. With, you know, and I'm not talking about, like, say, after the game had already released the Warlords of New York content and so on and so forth. I'm talking about just the base game. You know, when you put all that together and you think about a game like, you know, Marathon coming out and asking for $40, it's like, are they really in a position where we can give them $40 for a game that's going to be supported by microtransactions? It's a very interesting, you know, it's a very interesting push and pull. And so they really have to navigate this very carefully. And again, what's coming out on the horizon with Marathon? Some people are saying Borderlands 4. Some people are saying Call of Duty. Some people are talking about all kinds of different possibilities. And these things need, you know, they need be said. The Marathon is going to be facing a very interesting, you know, perspective. And Bungie is not coming out of Destiny 2 in flying colors. I mean, from what I've been hearing from the Destiny community and those who play Destiny, not the greatest experience, you know, for them to launch and leap into another game asking this much. Now, I'm not saying that they should make the game free. I'm just saying that they need to have set up, you know, some basis to be able to allow for that to happen. And if that basis is not there, that foundation is, if it's not there, the Marathon is going to be a very interesting sell for those who are looking forward to playing the game, or at least for Bungie themselves, who are looking forward to players coming in and buying the game. But we'll wait and see. There's much to be said. There's much to still be, you know, examined. And I think this is a very interesting opportunity for everyone to be able to go ahead and say, okay, let's see how this plays. All right, I'll get out of here. Talk to me in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video. Peace out.